2021.
That's this video.
Before the channel. Okay, so we're gonna
talk. First things first about this video. Let me see here. Okay, first I want to bring this up. We're talking about our writing experience in 2021, just the generalness and
what it was like, experiencing the entirety of that year.
Yes, in a bulk sense. So some things will be out of order, but that's generally what this video is about.
We'll try to go as chronological as possible.
Yes,
I like doing that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Second thing I want to bring up is this. Wait, that or
no? I'll do second and this for two, like 2 ones.
Oh wait. All right, you know what? Hold on. I don't need to bring up that one. You know, scratch that one. Now to bring this up. This is our second take of doing this 2021 video. Yesterday, I was so tired, I inadvertently just made it slip some spoilers.
Yeah, it wasn't tired. It was the pressure.
Well, yeah, I'm sorry. I was pressured. It was pressure because Garrett...
For both of us, actually.
Yeah, for both of us. Me more so than Garrett, but the bottom line is there's pressure because Garrett had to go to his job, and we were recording the video rather late last
night.
Like
9:50, and I had to wake up at 6 in the morning to get ready.
And Garrett wants to get like good 7+ hours of sleep.
Yeah, so I was going to hit the hay around 10:30, 11ish, and we started at 9:50. And this video could run long, maybe 40 minutes,
maybe possibly even an hour.
We don't know. We like to allot a lot of time because
we like to ad-lib this stuff.
Ad-lib this, and recounting an entire year takes time because we're basing off a memory without a script, just the idea and the flow.
And then because of that pressure that really got to my head,
spoiler slipped.
Definitely spoiler slipped, and I don't want that.
Yeah.
So this is take 2.
Yes. And also the significance of bringing up that is take 2. With the exception of our intro video, every other video made before this, and hopefully going after this, one take.
Yeah, just one.
Single take, minimal planning. We're just saying, here's what we're talking about. Let's go for it. We're talking about 2020. We're talking about 2021, the writing experience. And then we stop at the end.
And so on and so forth.
So anytime we're doing a 2-take video that goes live, you're going to know about it. Because Brandon and I do like this idea of just jumping in so you get the most raw, unfiltered version possible with just minimal planning.
Yeah.
So, here we are.
Now that you know that, Garrett?
2021. All right. So, by the end of 2020, I had come around the issues that I was struggling with. Very personal shit of 2020 had dissipated by 2021. That's also when I had learned to no longer use writing as a way to forget about my personal issues. Do not use writing for that reason ever, because I love writing. But the writing still turned out great, because when I was writing it was great, but whenever I left it turned out awful.
Garrett said
I felt awful. Not the writing turned awful, but I felt awful.
Garrett talked about this subject in 2020 video.
Come 2021, that issue was over. I changed, and I made the effort to make sure that never happened again. And to this date, it has never happened again. And I was tested several times, as mentioned before. Now, we're in 2021, and then right around the beginning of the year, another curveball hits, because of yours truly, obviously. And I had been researching online about something that I thought was pretty cool. A venture that I thought I would like to go on that I knew Brandon had no interest in, but I felt would be very, very fun. And it was a project. Not going to bring up what exactly it was, but it certainly was something I was interested in. And I knew it would take time and take out time from our writing schedule.
Just take a lot of time and brain effort.
Time and effort.
And planning.
Yeah. And so for the first couple of months as I was planning that, I told Brandon I want to put writing on hold because this venture means something to me. And what it basically was I just wanted more human interaction, basically, because writing is very
isolated. Let's be honest here.
Very isolated, and this was...
Okay, hold on. It's isolated for us. I'm well aware that there are writers who sometimes go outside in a park and write, go into restaurants and
carry multiple jobs. And
yes, for Garrett and I, no, it's always us, a computer, a couch, a typist, and just that's it. That's Garrett in a room. That's it.
The truth is, for the most part, at the time, Brandon and our mother worked from home pretty much.
Yeah.
And Brandon and our mother, that's not a problem. They're homebodies. They don't give a shit about interacting with people. I love it. And I was lacking that. And this venture I saw, this was before I had a job, actually.
Yes.
This venture I felt was something it definitely guaranteed more human interaction. And so I wanted it, and I went for it, and I committed to it. Now, in hindsight, truthfully, it was somewhat of another distraction, but not from my issues, but other issues.
Yeah, not the thing that was happening in 2020.
No.
This is for something else.
Something else.
That's
but
all.
But all in all, I would say I had a lot of fun in the venture. It's over now. It lasted from 2021 and finally was finished by 2023. On and off return in 2024, and not a singe, not a sniff of 2025.
Wow, in 2024, I do not remember at all.
There were a couple of
Wow,
them.
I can't remember.
I have them all archived.
I have. Oh, okay.
I archive everything.
Okay, sure.
And the venture, I knew even going in, creatively speaking, effort-wise, even though with the human interaction, I had no love for it as much as I do writing, my brother, Better Life. Writing and hanging out with my brother. It never was going to top that. Or I hoped it had become at least a little close. But it never did. And it never will. It was incredible. But it wasn't that incredible. It's like, if writing is here, the venture, you can't even see it on the screen. However, it is still in the spectrum of fun. And
that's why you did it.
That's why I did it. And I did get the interaction I needed. Only later to figure out I didn't need it to feel fulfilled. But
that's what happened.
Trial and error. So I delayed.
That was a big part of 2021, actually.
And, as a result of my delays, we did not nearly write as many episodes as we had in the...
last year, 2020.
In 2020, we wrote significantly less.
Yes.
And we're going to tell you exactly how many episodes...
Because actually, it's not a big deal. It's fun, actually.
Yeah.
It's fun to bring up in this video as well.
Yeah, because it got cut short,
it's fun to bring up in this video. So.
Yeah, this is not a big deal to bring up because... it's not our average. It's not our batting average of writing.
No, this is low.
This is
low.
I took months doing this venture. And once it started, since it lasted throughout, I was never going to give up writing. Once I had it going, we were going to write and do my venture simultaneously, which we did do.
Yes, we did.
We did. So we ended up only writing 2 episodes throughout the entirety of 2021. Just 2 episodes.
In that whole year.
Now, our episodes, we say, are 90 minutes to 2 hours long on average. Movie on average. But we can write more than that.
No, we can't write more than that. And in the years 2020...
In our time, we were capable of writing like 10.
Yeah. In 2020 and all the following years after, we did write more. Yeah. We did write more than just 2.
Yeah. But 2021 resulted with only 2 episodes. However, because of the state I was in and because of my commitment to the venture, even as maybe... short-sighted as it was still incredibly fun. The writing experience was wonderful.
Yes.
The first episode of 2021 we had written. Enter, take it from here, bro. Enter the segments.
Which, funny trivia, the segments, for people who know about our video, how we do our writing breakdown, the segments, were not called segments from the beginning.
No.
I can't even remember when we called them segments. We went through so many iterations. We called them blueprints. We called them outlines. We called them bullet points.
I think bullet points lasted for a while.
Yes, bullet points. That lasted for a while.
And we never even uttered segments, by the way.
Never. not until we got really, really, truly mentally serious about it. Well, on Garrett's side. Because now I'll tell you, in 2021, that was the origin of the segments. And I'll tell you why. I thought of them.
Why they were necessary. And we'll give you a brief rundown of what the segments are.
Yes.
Just not a total in-depth review. The segments are basically... we're writing down a bunch on a number sheet, notes of what we want to happen across the entirety of the episode. So let's say, if you take like a movie like Star Wars, for example. I'm a Star Wars fan. Let's go with Star Wars. Kicks off, Empire chases Rebel blockade runner. Next, R2-D2, C-3PO in a desert. And then so on and so forth. So you're basically labeling the scenes and then filling...
in very shorthand.
Very shorthand, and then filling out the blanks like what happens. So what happens when the Empire runs into them? Well, we just
they invade the ship.
They invade the ship. Some rebels get killed. Darth Vader walks in, is badass. Leia saves the droids. That's a little breakdown of one segment. And then the next segment is, you get the idea.
Yes.
So this is when the segments were invented, but back then they weren't called segments. They are now. So
but for the sake of this video, we always refer to them as segments.
And the reason why we normally go in just with the idea of no segments, we go in with the idea of, okay, we want this to happen in the episode, this to happen, this many main characters, and we think the opening is going to have an action scene, the middle is going to have this is going to have that, somewhere around here this is going to happen. Okay, let's write the screenplay.
That's actually how we used to write. And actually, that's how
even
we
in 2020.
yeah, that's how we wrote the bulk. That's how we wrote all the episodes in 2020. That's how we approached and wrote them.
Yeah, while that may not seem too productive, Brandon and I are very good at mapping out the entirety of an episode, even if it's movie like in our heads.
We work really well together. We can keep a lot in our heads, and we really know what we want.
Maybe others can too,
but we're good at it. We're good at it too. Then
and it's just how we've done it, and it's been very successful.
It has been.
But Brandon had enough of it in 2021, and now he's going to explain why. So we just took that brief pause to tell you what the segments are. Here's why Brandon suggested this idea to me, which he had in mind for years, but I was always against. Brandon?
Wait, no, hold on. I never...
Did you have it in mind for years?
No. This segment one, I only started to develop it about maybe halfway through 2020 in my head.
When we were writing those episodes.
Yeah, because... Well, before, Garrett, when we wrote movies, we could keep those in our heads. This is
a serial.
No, because not just our serial. To tell you why, I'll give you... And I can tell you why I thought this.
Yep, so we're going to Brandon now why he developed this while we were writing the episode of 2020 and now is able to...
express
in 2021.
Yes. The show Garrett and I have in mind, our web show, is huge. Big cast. Lots of lore. Lots of shorthand. Lots of great in-lore universe stuff. Really complicated... Great shit like that. And I was like, okay, that's really crazy. I'll try to do it classic style, okay.
Right, just keep it in our heads.
But then, halfway through 2020, the thing that was really hard, because something in the past video, the 2020 video, Gary and I freely admitted, we were planning before we wrote word 1 in our script for episode 1. But we both agreed later on that we jumped in too quickly. We should have planned longer, particularly... the lore, does this make sense in this universe? Would this happen? Does this make sense? The world building, as it were. Halfway through, it was toasting my head, and it was just getting worse and worse and worse. And this constantly played on loop in my head.
Pause this. And for the record, it's not that it wasn't toasting my head either. I'm just used to the pain. I just power through it. Brandon doesn't deal with that shit. When Brandon's smarter for that. Go on.
Yes.
It was on loop.
This was on loop. Definitely, it was. And it got louder and louder, and it hurt more and more as 2020 kept going with each episode. It's in the back of my head. It was always this. 3 things. What lore is going to stay in the universe? What lore is going to be altered in our universe? And what lore are we going to can from our universe? And it was because we underplanned. And then by 2021, I couldn't do it. So that's why I talked to Garrett about this idea of, can't we just map out our episodes? And I'm not asking a lot. I just want to map it out just to empty it from my head because our universe is so fucking big. It's just like, I can't do it.
Yeah, it was like mapping out the episode was not necessary. See, Brandon's talking about lore. So you think logically, let's map out the lore. No, all Brandon's saying is we're thinking about the current episode of 2021 right now. We're thinking about this episode. And while I'm thinking about this episode, I'm trying to hold on to the lore in my head that's not going to come until later, and maybe we'll use some for this one.
Yes.
So for this episode, can't we just empty out from our noggins the information we're talking about right now, presently, about episode 5? Can we just get rid of that? Because the truth is, if you write it down, it does leave your brain. I truly believe your brain deletes it, so you don't have to hold on to it anymore. And Brandon was right. It was such a relief to actually do that. And I did put up some resistance, not a whole lot.
Actually, only about 10 seconds.
For about 10 seconds. There's reasons, but not good reasons.
Well, no, the reason why you put up resistance is because...
Yeah, I'm a big believer of spontaneity. And as well as long as you can keep it in your head, then it matters. If you forget it, it must not fucking matter at all. And I felt that planning too much, and I've said this in previous videos, planning too much takes away some of the joy of writing it live with little information. I just feel like it's almost copy and paste. But Brandon's points were actually absolutely accurate. Plus, I was doing a new venture in 2021. Plus, we had written plenty of episodes, and now we're on this one that's being forestalled, and we've been planning and talking about. And the lore was getting more and more vast as it went on, unexpectedly.
Yeah, and the cast was getting bigger.
Yes, new characters were coming in that we had not planned for in the planning stages.
Yes, so everything was
especially for this episode.
Everything was getting bigger. My head was hurting more.
And so was mine. But again, I just kind of mute the pain a little bit.
Yes.
But that's never a good thing. Just because you can take the pain doesn't mean you should.
No.
And Brandon is very self-aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was right. Let's empty our heads of the current episode. That way we can hold on to all the other stuff and it's not a strain.
So.
And we went through with it.
And that's when we went through with it. And it was... And honestly, what you call it...
writing experience is pretty damn good.
Well, and I can bring this up. One of the reasons why I had the joy of writing this first episode of 2021, and Gary would agree with this, why we had such a joy was this episode Um,
Hold on. This episode, probably in no small part, because of Brandon's suggestion, we were able to. I know where you're going with this.
we were able to with our lore. We decided upon from this episode forward. This is what our consistent lore was going to be. We are simply going to tweak all the past episodes of 2020 to accommodate to this lore, and it was an immeasurably monstrous burden off of my head, because every time we wrote every word in this episode, I was like, I don't have to think about the stuff that was stressing me out. I'm like, okay, so this is how this is work. This is how this is going to work. This is how this is going to work. That's how that works. Yes!
It doesn't matter if this lore contradicted the lore of the episodes previously. This is the lore that matters. This episode we're running right here. So we're going to make
here on out.
And it remained. Brandon's absolutely right. This
didn't change.
The episode of 2021 solidified how the world was going to be built with the lingo, and the consistency came from that one. I do believe it's in no small part because I worked on my shit in 2020, and no small part at all because of Brandon suggesting the wonderful segments idea to loosen up the brain
just enough
to accommodate for a big world.
Really big world.
Now that's some responsible writing right there. That's very responsible. A lot of good effort and a lot of thinking and taking care of what you're doing.
And then because of that, even though there were bumps in 2021,
there were
bumps in 2021. I myself had a fantastic writing time because I don't know why. Because me normally, Garrett knows, of course. Me normally, I love to write a lot.
He loves it more than me, actually.
Just because I love
a little bit. I love it.
No, Garrett, and we really do mean it. We both love to create. Me, just probably like literally a pinch more. But so I just
whatever the smallest number you can think of.
The smallest margin.
Smallest margin. What are the smallest margin measurement? More. For Brandon's love of it, that's what it is.
But that small part, that microscopic small, is for me. I just really love to write, not because of any of the weird insecurity stuff. I just like to write and create with Garrett. So this one, as you know, I'm gonna bring it back again. We only made 2 episodes this year. So with that, and Garrett and I, we said it's really under from how we normally write.
Yeah.
But with that being said, writing these episodes, these 2 episodes in 2021, that I know we could have written more if the circumstances were calmer. For me, that's why I still have good memories, even though I know it took a while. I have really good memories thinking about those 2 wonderful episodes in 2021 and what they meant and what they led to for our show. So it was for me. It was absolutely great. It was absolutely great. I loved it.
And for me, we had been talking about the idea of that first episode for 2021 for quite some time.
Yeah, we had it in mind for a while.
But it was an episode we didn't know we were going to write until I suggested it. We had planned out a significant number of episodes going into this thing.
But we didn't have our universe.
Entirely. And then as the episodes were written in 2020, somewhere in the middle again, I think around May the same time you were having that idea, but you didn't tell me, I spoke up that I'm like, I want this kind of episode, and I want it to appear right here. I want it there
because of this reason and that
because
reason.
of this, and see the big reason was because I want to explore this side of the universe,
and you want to tell it this way.
Yes, and so writing it was a real joy because I never thought of this episode it was not part of the initial planning stages, and because it became part of it and was time to write it, and it came out way better than I had ever hoped. It was a real joy to write that one for me, as long as it took because of my venture.
And we're still getting the work done.
We were getting it done. Oh, yeah. We haven't been writing this show, creating it, crafting it, taking care of it for 6 years straight because, we don't love it. So, for me, that's what that episode represented. That episode represented the spontaneity of something that I thought couldn't happen. So, I'm a sucker for that.
But also for actually another reason, but we can't actually tell you that reason. There's actually
then why are we bringing it up? You're just being funny, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm being funny.
Okay, what's
I'm being funny, Garrett, because the thing is, I don't want people to just like think we're dancing around something without telling them basically we are dancing around something.
Oh, I like that. Actually.
I want to be honest.
Tell. I don't know what you're going at.
No, I just want to say that. No, I'm saying everything you just said is one of the reasons why this episode 2021 was a big deal for you, and there's also another reason. I just want to say that just in case some people are thinking, are they holding back something? Yes, we are.
Yeah. Brandon's right.
Yeah, I ain't being funny.
There are plenty of other reasons I could deep dive into why that episode meant so much to me, but that would be then giving away what the episode is about.
So much spoilers.
Small spoilers, the timing of it, even what the episode number is. I had to give away everything.
Yeah, and we want to keep you surprised.
Yeah.
But definitely everything Garrett said, oh yeah, that's why it was a big deal for him.
Yeah, those are the big deals that I can share. There are others actually just as big a deals with that one. And then let's now jump in. So that goes on while my venture's going on simultaneously. Writing took a back seat for about 3 months with zero writing, but we still talked about it.
Yeah, then I actually talked about like a lot, I think.
Yeah, then after the 3 months of planning for the venture happened, and once I started the venture, then I did jump back into writing. And so that got started up again around, I want to say April or May-ish.
No, probably knowing you, probably April.
Yeah, or late March.
We have one of those late March or April, knowing you. Yeah,
yeah, I wasn't going to give it up, and I definitely owed it to Brandon for Brandon didn't even put up resistance against my venture.
No, I didn't. I didn't like it. Yeah. I did not like his venture at all.
No,
but I didn't resist it either.
Yeah, Brandon just accepted it.
Yeah, because Garrett was firm. He was going to do it no matter what. So what am I going to do? I'm not going to do anything to go against that. It's pointless.
Yeah, see, that's kind of brother I got.
It's a waste. Look
at this guy.
It's a waste of strength to just go against something when Garrett wants to do it.
And he's my brother. No one else gets his brother. No one else gets him. Okay, he's only my brother. My brother.
Well, yeah,
this is my brother.
Well,
all right. If anyone says Brandon, my brother, I say get the fuck out of here. He's not your brother.
You don't have to say that. I'd be like, I'm not your brother. Garrett is.
Yeah,
and actually, I'd say
he has said that stuff too.
Or I'd say another shorthand for me was just like, I only got one brother, and his name is Garrett. No, for me, it's just like a matter of truth, a matter of like clarity. Where she's like, no, I just got one brother. It's Garrett.
It's more than fact. It's the truth.
Yes. Let me see. Okay, anything else interesting about 2021?
Now let's go into the experience of writing the second episode.
Well, okay.
There's some interesting things with that we can share.
Well, no, for me, the second episode, if I want to just talk about...
Kind of like a repeat of the first one of writing the...
That's why it was so pleasant for me, because again, it was a really big cleansing for me. Again, I'm going to repeat myself with the lore thing. The way the universe has what the characters would say and won't say in regards to our universe. Absolutely. It was just like...
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, no, but I want to say something funny. Now, I don't know how you feel. Actually, I want to ask you, Garrett. Now, Garrett, like, gets it sometimes. When we write an episode for, like, when you and I write an episode for, like, a while, usually, sometimes you think, I'm never going to finish this. I'm never going to finish this. I know for me...
I felt that in 2021, not in the previous year, even though we wrote so many.
Well, we wrote so many, that's why.
That's why. I was feeling that for the... Yes, Brandon, I felt that for the first episode of 2021 and the next one. They were taking months.
Longer than we knew that we were capable of.
I think they both took us like 3.5 to 4 months each to finish those.
Garrett, those are the only 2 episodes.
I know.
So which means we had to be minimum 3 months, minimum 3.5. I'd say minimum 3.5. Actually, I think because the second episode of 2021, since that one was longer, that one took longer than the first one of 2021.
It did.
Yeah. So no, that's a funny thing Garrett gets, because you know what's really funny about that? I am never like that.
He's not.
I never for a moment. And those episodes took a long time. And I knew Garrett and I could write them faster if Garrett wasn't doing his venture. I knew we could. But I never thought for even 1/1000th of a second that I was thinking to myself, I'm never going to finish this. I was like, okay, time to write.
I don't know how he does it.
Well, I can tell you right now for fun. For me...
I feel that writing the episode we're writing right now. In 2025. I feel that way. And this one's the best writing like the easiest ever.
Oh, we'll tell you the date. This video is being recorded on 2025 May 9th, so...
Yeah, it's always going to be in the description box below.
Right, so what am I thinking? But it's fun to say in the video.
It's fun to say in the video, because then you don't want to read that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, for me personally, why I never think that, Garrett, to put it simply for me, is that I know for myself, it's again isolated to just me. When I'm committed to something I love, it's like I will move hell and high water and then some, and I'm going to get it done. That's it. That's always my mind. That commitment mode I have. That's why for me, it's never like, I'm never going to finish it. It's just like, okay, writing. Whew, this is tough. That's it.
And then he just like that till he gets to the finish line. Consistent, like I said.
Yeah.
He knows how to take care of himself spiritually, mentally, energetically, bodily, physically. Brandon knows how to take care of himself and maintain that consistently throughout his goddamn life. If he was born exactly like this, it would not surprise me. And actually, we have said that about his baby footage.
Yeah.
About some of his photos when he was a kid. He looked like this when he was 1 year old.
Yeah, I look like my mom's the funniest phrase. When I was a baby, like when I was like 1 or 2 years old, I looked like a college student because I had such a mature face.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not kidding. I have a very mature face. I had a very mature face when I was a baby.
Yeah.
Very mature.
So, Mr. Consistent right here.
Yes. Yeah. So that's why for me I never saw it, even though those 2 episodes took the whole year, whole 2021. Never worried because I was just like it was just kind of even though Gary was doing the venture thing, I was just cruising with our writing. For me personally, I was just cruising. Of course, there were dramatic scenes. Of course, there were action scenes. Of course, there were complicated scenes. Of course, there were writer's block. But all that shit I expect when Gary and I write. All that good shit is what I want.
That's what any good writer should expect and want.
Yeah. So I was just expecting it. I just wanted it, and it just happened, and I was just cruising with it. It was fun for me, 2021, despite the ups and downs of us emotionally, because I had stuff going on, Gary had stuff going on. I have a good memory just talking about it right now of 2021, just those 2 episodes.
Yep. And I wish I could dive more into the second episode of 2021, but I don't think that's possible. I'll give away spoilers. So I'll simply say this.
I can't think of anything.
It completed a circle that I thought was incomplete with the ideas we had in mind. And
that's right, it did. It completed that feeling that you felt like,
I felt was missing.
Yeah, and then it linked it all up for Gary. That's right.
I felt as much as episodes that we had planned, this episode, when this one was written, really finished it off for me, a piece that I thought the show was lacking. And if it lacked that, I would have felt kind of gypped. So I wanted to write it, so that's why I was thrown in after the fact of the episodes written previously.
Yes.
Because I was seeing what was missing after what we had done. What I felt was missing. Doesn't necessarily make it true, but
Gary,
but you know what? I felt that way, so maybe in a sense, yeah, I'm going to say it is true. So the second episode of 2020, it absolutely was true. I take it back. It absolutely was true. It was missing.
It was missing something for you.
It was missing the points that I brought up. But if I bring up these points, you're going to know the episode too much. The points that it was missing, I'll just say example. I say like, the show does not have enough Mario jumps. We've introduced Mario Jump, but we haven't really explored Mario Jump. I want to see that an episode dedicated to Mario Jump because it has significance that we didn't expect, and I want to explore that and have it in our show at this point, because otherwise we're going to lose it. Otherwise, it doesn't work introducing it at any other later point in the show for what we have planned.
It's better to introduce it now than definitely later. So yeah.
So I got my Mario jumps.
Yes.
And I love Mario. That was the first video game I ever played. Super Mario Bros. 3. Yep. My mom taught me how to play it.
Yep.
So, on the NES.
So with that being said, that's why that was a big significance. We'll use the Mario metaphorical jump. Me, I was like, I think Mario jumped enough. Garrett's like, no, Mario must jump more. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, and then that's why, in a sense, that's what the second episode 2021 completed for Garrett. It's like, now I got my Mario jumps.
I got it.
Now I feel comfortable. Now I feel good.
I got what I want, what I was looking for in the show. We got it. We got it. Now we can write the rest of the show
as we kind of had planned in our head.
As planned as what was in our heads.
Yes.
So that's probably another reason why we just had to come in the segment's time. Because it was brand new and we were keeping everything else that was planned. Inserting something new in an already established system is a lot harder than building it from scratch in some ways.
Actually, watch, I can say...
Because then you got to rework it and integrate it so it works with the whole.
I would say for me... and
make it look flawless.
Now, I'd say... I don't know what... you'd have to say what's harder for you. Because for me, the idea of creating the layout, then inserting something, for me, I'm going to shoot somebody... That's not Garrett. I'm going to shoot somebody I don't like for doing that. Me?
For even suggesting it.
For me, if I work solo, I come up with that's it. And I just alter what's there. I don't insert because I just like, I'm gonna kill someone I hate. Because that's fucking stupid for me. So that's what I'm saying. For me, it's worse than a nightmare. For Garrett, he's really great at that.
But that's because of my improv ability.
Yes.
And
No, Garrett's really good at Garrett. He's really good at improv. He's really good if you just like give him like, a spoon and you give him a potato and you say make a drama out of all this, and Garrett's like, cool.
Yeah, I came up with the Mario analogy pretty quickly.
Yeah, but I'm saying so.
And that wasn't even planned.
So I'm saying, Garrett, I'm gonna ask you right now. What's harder for you? What's actually harder for you?
Oh no, easily. It is actually harder to insert, even for me, than it is to plan something and then
just alter what's there.
And then just alter what's there. It's easily harder for me.
Okay.
But I'm never opposed to the insert because it's exciting for me when a new idea just grabs me. So, without a doubt, it's always harder.
Yes.
It's like building a whole entire building and then realizing you got to add another floor in the middle. How are you going to do that without wrecking the whole fucking thing from scratch?
That's true. That's a good analogy.
So you basically got to separate it and make it look flawless and seamless and like you had planned it from the beginning.
Yeah.
And that's always more difficult, but I am very good at that. And it's not because I have any particular talent or skill. Maybe I do. The truth is, when you're ever this good at something, it's because you like it. And because then if you're not good at it from the start, you will get good at it because you like it and you just love it. And I do love spontaneity. I love fresh ideas. And I love being able to make it all work. I've given up on a lot that just would fuck things up and really didn't add much. Particularly the second episode of 2021 had to happen. I made it happen. It flawlessly fits into the show. Totally worth it. Awesome time. Brandon nailed it with the segments.
Let me see here.
But it's always harder to do that.
I'm just thinking for me.
That's fucking difficult.
I think for me personally, I just want to say
you're good at it.
No, I just want to say personally.
And I'm great at it.
Yeah, Garrett's great at it. No, just for me, I wish I could say more, but I really don't want to because it was just proved for me.
Yeah, because
2020 there was like a bunch of good fluctuating good stuff, bad stuff.
We covered 2020 pretty well.
Yeah, 2021 it really was just that. We got solid shit done, great shit done, and it was very just like, whew, it was great, smooth. And it was smooth.
And even though we had less time to get it done because of my damn venture.
But we got something great done. So I don't need to say for myself, I don't need to say anything else. I think for me, 2021, I'm good on this video.
That's right. So we're going to wrap this up with the last bit of trivia. I remember actually we finished writing the second episode of 2021. We finished it in October. We actually finished it in fucking October. I remember that. It was October.
Yeah, Gary remembers that. I
Wait!
Was it October?
Oh, shit, no. It was September when we had finished the first episode of that.
Okay, so in that case, it was September we finished.
It had to have been December then.
Then it had to have been December, minimum.
It had to have been December. So, with that being said...
That's probably why you remember October. We must have started really getting to work on that second episode in October. That must have been it.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm misremembering. I'm right. It was the first one that was finished in September. So yeah, long fucking time.
Yeah,
I don't know how we got the other one done with less time. We just worked our asses off.
I think actually the reason we got it done is
because we were in a better place.
We were in a better place, and then when we wrote that episode's segments, I think we put more details in there, so we had to do less work in the screenplay. That good balance. I think so. I think we incorporated more details in our segments for that second episode. That would probably explain it.
I think you're right. So anyway, 2021 done. Enter 2022. That's an interesting.
Okay, no, that one's gonna be fun. But that's for another video.
So we have our segments now. That's gonna be transferring over to 2022.
Yes.
And 2021
is done.
And by the way, my venture still continued in 2022.
Yes.
As long as 2023, but I had better integrated it by then.
Yes.
And writing was better by then.
Yes.
And we were back on track for writing a shit ton of episodes in a year.
That's a little preview.
Thank you, folks, for listening to this one of...
I had fun talking about it.
Yeah. I always forget what we call it.
Before the channel? This video.
This video before the channel. We still haven't really confirmed the name yet, so it's funny us saying this. It's going to be funny the name is different.
That is going to be really funny.
But if these videos are going to be called before the channel...
Like in the category before the channel, then yeah, it makes sense. But if it's different, that's going to be funny.
Yeah. We're filming these before we even start making the channel.
Yes.
We don't have time for that yet.
No. So, we have a plan of when we want to do this and that.
So this is going to be kind of funny.
Yes.
So thanks for tuning in. See you in 2022.
See you in 2022. Bye-bye.